Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namaskaram to everyone. Pranayama. Today's topic is Pranayama. Pranayama is very simple and profound concept propounded by our sages. First, going into the pranayama, maybe it is better to understand what is prana. The whole world, the whole creation exists only because of prana. If we think about our life, we could probably live without water some days, without air, depends on capacity, some seconds, minutes, hours, but without prana, we can't live even in a twinkle of our eyes. So, the whole life is around prana. So if something that if we could relate, prana is a Sanskrit word, very close meaning is the energy, the life force. Where is this prana? If you think prana exists in all objects, either living objects or non-living objects. And that prana can transform from living to living or non-living to living. If you take a fruit, leave it some days aside, after sometimes what happens? Right. And then there is some insects comes out of it. They will move. What we say, there is a life. So that is what is the prana. So how do we identify this prana? If there is a movement, if there is an awareness, then we see and we say there is a life. So if there is a movement or awareness or there is a motion, then there definitely there is a prana is there. If there is no prana, those things will not happen. Similarly, the awareness is the attribute of which one? Specifically for us, for human beings, it is for mind. There is a relationship between the mind and prana and also and our breath. This prana exists in our body when we born, that everybody knows. So this prana is basically based on our shastras. It is 5 types. They are prana, apana, udana, vyana and samana. And there are 5 more sub-pranas. They will follow these 5 principal pranas. And these prana, first is the principal one is the prana. Why it is so important is our soul is associated with that prana. If that prana leaves, that means there is no soul anymore there. It is also left with that prana. That's why even though the whole energy is there, we primarily we call that is a prana. So the prana is works in our body between our from throat to your whole thoracic region that covers our respiratory system. Apana is works from navel to pelvic region. Samana works in the digestive system area. Udana is works on all our organs, 5 jnanendriyas and 5 karmendriyas. And Vyana, which is pervades all over the body. And there are 5 other subpranas. They are Naga, Kurma, Kurukari, Devadatta, Dhananjayan. We need some energy even for hiccups. That is the prana of Naga. If someone doesn't have that, they will not have that prana. And the whole body is functioning is based on this balance of these pranas. Suppose if you have a digestive problem, that means there is an imbalance in samana. If you have respiratory problems, there is a imbalance in your prana. If you have like a kidney problems or any other diseases of in that area, there is a problem in apana. So we should not confuse between this prana and our breath. These two are different. But if someone if he wants to correlate very close to prana, our breath is very close to understand the prana. So how that is? If you see physiology of our breathing, our respiratory system, probably we can understand a little bit. So when we inhale, the air goes through our nose, through nasal cavity, and from there, pharynx, then larynx, then trachea, that is a windpipe, from trachea to bronchis, from bronchis it goes to bronchi, and these bronchi are spreaded like a roots of a tree in our lungs. And the bronchils is surrounded by air sacs. Everyone will be having thousands and thousands of air sacs in our body. If we open those air sacs, the area of the air sacs almost 60 to 70 square meters, which is 20 to 30 times of surface area of our body. So this air goes through these air sacs. So then what happens? The bad blood from the veins comes around these air sacs, and when the air comes, the oxygen from the air goes to these veins due to the capillarity principle, from where like carbon dioxide is released. So that process is called diffusion. So in normal breathing, probably we take 15 breaths per a minute. So we have this lot of air sacs and lot of space there, but the inhaling that we are doing it by knowingly, unknowingly, it is not staying enough. If you increase the time that stays that air and flows through these air sacs, it will be having like more diffusion and the more carbon dioxide comes out. when you get like a more oxygenated and the oxygen is supplied all over the body, you will get more energy. So that diffusion part in pranayama is we can call as a kumbhaka. Any of the breathing techniques, probably they'll have three major processes. One is inhalation, another one is exhalation, all that we know, another one is retention. In this process, it is close to diffusion. The retention can happen inside or external. In Sanskrit terms, that is called kumbhaka. In some textbooks, in some places, kumbhaka itself is called pranayama, because that's where like we get the most of the energy. Why we need to do the pranayama? The reason, for a normal adult, the lungs capacity is almost 6 liters. But the capacity that we use is only 0.5 liters. So there is a 5.5 liters left out. So if you practice this pranayama and if you practice yogic breathing, you could enhance your lungs capacity. Once if you use upmost, then you will get like the more energy and you could use that reserves. Not only that, during the diffusion, what happens is our nervous system is connected and that sends the signals to the brain. Specifically, the respiratory system is controlled by medulla oblongata. So, if you have proper oxygen levels, the nervous system works properly. If the carbon dioxide levels are more, the signals goes back more. That's why like how you feel stress, feel headache, etc. when you don't have like a proper oxygen in your blood or like proper energy. So there are several techniques. The techniques are Bhastrika Pranayama, Kapalabhati, Nadi Suddhi, Anulom Vilom Pranayama, and Brahmari, and various other techniques are there. You can practice them. With that practice, you can increase your energy level and vitality. There is definitely you could feel the difference between normal breathing and yogic breathing. So let us start. We could do, every one of us we can do, and you could see the difference. Try to sit erect or like back. Try to keep your neck and back straight and close your eyes. Normally, you don't feel the breath because your mind wanders everywhere. As soon as you calm down your mind, you can feel that breath. And this other way also it works. Now start feeling that breath. Mind calms down. Now feel that the air is entering to your nostrils slowly, and it is going all the way up to your nose, through your windpipe, going down through your bronchis and bronchioles to your lungs. And now it is coming all the way from your lungs through your windpipe, through your nose, and coming out. Now slowly, deeply inhale and exhale completely. Don't rush. Again, inhale and exhale completely. As soon as you finish this exhalation, try to take inhalation. And exhale completely. Don't rush your exhalation. Try to keep exhalation as long as possible. Now give a pause. Did you feel the difference with the normal breathing? These are the very simple techniques. No need to spend money. No need to go to any gym. You could find place in your house or in your room. You can practice. Even this simple technique brings down your blood pressure. You practice 15 minutes this one. Take your blood pressure before and after. And see your state of your mind as well. How? And there is another, we can't do like all the techniques here, because some of the techniques you need to practice with the empty stomach. Another technique, this is very good for your skin too. This technique can be practiced by the even pregnant women. Again, sit erect. And now close your eyes. This technique is called Bhramari. In Bhramari, we make a sound like a bee. That is a Omkaram sound. Now place your thumbs into your ears. Index finger over your eyebrows, middle finger below your eye, ring finger by the side of your lips, small finger below your ring finger. Now take a deep breath and make a Omkaram sound like a bee. After first round, keep your eyes closed. This time, place your arms. Same position, but this time, try to focus some object or light in between your two eyebrows. Your thumbs into your ears, index finger over eyebrows, middle finger below your eyes, ring finger by the side of your lips, small finger below your ring finger. And close your eyes, take a deep breath. This time concentrate any form that you like or a light in between your two eyebrows. Let us do 3 times together. After 3 times, gently open your eyes and release your arms. Do you feel good? See the difference? These are the very powerful techniques you can practice every day. And before closing, this pranayama is discussed a lot in our scriptures. Even Lord Krishna says in 4th chapter and 29th verse, Apani juhvati pranam, prane pana tadapare, prana apana gatirudva, pranayama parayanah. When he is talking about Raja Yoga and Hatha Yoga, he says, in order to realize, like Bhakti Yoga, like Jnana Yoga, like Karma Yoga, by practicing this prana, you will be realizing the whole universe and whole creation and the self and Paramatma. So this is so vital. This is not only have like a physical benefits, it got spiritual benefits too. With that, I'm closing, and if you have any doubts, you can ask. And I thank you, Vinaji, to give this opportunity.